Wir gehen rein. Urbex, Top 10 Most Dangerous Adventures. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was uns erwartet. Auf jeden Fall ein Best-of, was so am allergefährlichsten war. Von einem YouTube-Kanal, den ich auch nicht kenne, ist auf jeden Fall irgendein englischsprachiger Exploring the Unbeaten Path. Sagt mir nichts. Über 1 Million Aufrufe, also scheint auch sehr gut angekommen zu sein. Ich bin echt gespannt, was uns da erwartet und ob wir vielleicht manche Sachen auch kennen. Kann ja sein. Let's go.
Command bunker in Italy.
Yo.
I went to Italy with Steven and Jan to explore this former secret NATO command bunker.
We're close, guys.
Oh, okay. Also wenn das Nummer 10 ist, das ist schon krass, wo die sich da durchquetschen.
So glad it isn't raining, man.
Alter.
I think we would have looked like mud monsters.
We put on a mask and a suit because there's a lot of mold, fungi, asbestos, and also perhaps some dangerous gases. We venture inside and immediately spot some weird type of fungus.
Everywhere. So this is
Alter, ist das Schimmel? Es gibt ja auch Raupen, die so ein Haar haben, ne?
Fungus.
everywhere. So this is some hairy substance. I don't
Oh
know.
Gott.
Doesn't look too healthy.
The bunker is really cool. We find some control panels and many other interesting objects which are left behind. Like these old computers, with probably some confidential information on them.
What does it say?
Security notes.
This base was built during the Cold War in the 50s and served as a command post in case of a nuclear, chemical or bacteriological
Also eine
attack.
große Bunkeranlage, ne? Aber Alter, was die da für Sachen drin gefunden haben.
It was built to house many people for several weeks. The place got abandoned in the mid-90s. I've never seen so much mold in a confined space.
This is a really unhealthy place. I can smell the fungus through the masks.
Boah.
So this is the best part, but also the most unhealthy part.
Krass. Oh, Alter, was. Guck mal, seht ihr das? Das ist ja das, was die meinen, ne? Da ist alles von Schimmel und Bakterien befallen. Nee. Eklig, Alter. Das ist echt eklig.
Gross. This is how my back looks after a day of exploring underground.
A nice adventure to start the top 10 with. Number 9. A decommissioned cruise ferry in Greece. Frederick and I supposed to go to China in the beginning of 2020, but our trip gets cancelled just one day before departure. We
Also eine komplette Fähre in Griechenland.
decided to go on a really last-minute trip to Greece. There are a lot of decommissioned ships in an industrial bay. We know in advance it's going to be a tough mission.
Alter, Alter. Da kannst du ja dann auch nur mit einem Boot hinfahren, ne?
When we reach the bay, it looks like Mission Impossible. There are many sailing ships and the waves are choppy.
Tried to arrange a boat, but
Okay, ich verstehe, warum es gefährlich ist, ne? Habt ihr die Wellen gesehen? Und die wollen zu so einem verlassenen Schiff
There are
da.
many sailing ships and the waves are choppy.
Alter.
tried to arrange a boat, but failed. Looking for a place, find people with a boat.
We tried to charter somebody with a little boat, but we're not able to find anyone. Even buying an inflatable boat costs us many hours, visiting countless stores.
Die wollen mit einem aufblasbaren Boot dahin.
Next day we rescue sail of almost 2 kilometers, which is over a mile.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna work out, man. Nobody has done this before. Fingers crossed.
I know it's really dangerous, but we have no other option left to try. All these ships will be removed.
Alter, ich kann das nicht sehen, ne? Ich habe eh Angst vor tiefen Gewässer. Obwohl ich eine absolute Wasserratte bin, habe ich Angst vor tiefen Gewässer. Aber wenn ich das sehe, mit wirklich einem aufblasbaren Boot, übers offene Meer, dazu so einem verlassenen, umgekippten Schiff. Also Leute, ey, würdet ihr euch das trauen? Sagt mir ehrlich. Also ich würde mich das trauen, aber ich glaube nicht mit dem Boot, wo die da gerade mit drüber gehen. Da braucht doch nur irgendwas im Wasser sein, weswegen das Boot sinkt und gut ist. Also mit einem aufblasbaren Boot, ich weiß. Schaut euch das Boot mal an. Mit meinem würde ich mich das noch trauen. Das ist ja auch quasi ein aufblasbares Kajak. Aber trotzdem, diese Qualität, guckt euch das mal an. Da braucht nur einmal irgendwie was Scharfes dran kommen, dann sinkst du.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna work out, man.
Alter.
Option left to try. All these ships will be removed soon. The waves are so high that we lose our water and sleeping bags on the way to the cruise ferry.
Nein, die haben ihre Schlafsäcke verloren im Wasser. Das ist das, was ich meinte.
Ja, komm snel. Ik blijf omhoog gaan.
Junge.
En dan dat zie ik wel wat er gebeurt. Navy drops by.
Navy-Boot kommt. Alter, was sind das für Urbexer, Mann? Alter.
We get on board and immediately have an unpleasant surprise.
We think that somebody sleeps here.
It would not be the last.
Oh mein Gott. Nein. Da wohnt einfach jemand.
He's well trained. Still.
Alter, ich würde heulen. Was machst du dann?
The ship was laid down in 1974 and sailed over the whole world under different names, like Niels Holgersson and Abel Tasman. In 1995, it was sold to Nel Lines in Greece, and they renamed the ship Theophilos. Since 2018, the ship has been laid up due to the bankruptcy of Nel Lines.
Ach du
Soon,
Scheiße.
the ship will be scrapped in Africa.
Alter, ist das krass, ein ganzes Schiff, ne? Und das wird in Afrika jetzt bald zerstört werden. Das finde ich so krass, ne? Man baut so Riesenschiffe und weil dann die Firma, der das gehört, irgendwie bankrupt geht oder sonst was, wird das dann wieder... Also guck mal, wie viel Arbeit da drin steckt. Also es ist so unglaublich. Ich kann das gar nicht richtig in Worte fassen. Das ist so heftig.
After exploring just a small part of the ship, we get noticed and kicked off the ship.
Hi. English or? Have you got a number from somebody from the company or do they give permissions? No.
Although the mission failed, it felt like a great adventure, which definitely belongs to our most dangerous adventures.
Krank.
Number 8. An underground ammunition factory in Albania.
In Albanien eine Untergrund-Munitionsfabrik.
Located at a rural village in Albania, you can find a secret communist ammunition bunker. When Ronald and I enter the village, we're being watched by everyone. They definitely see we're not from around here, and we have to make sure we don't attract too much attention. We try to enter the underground factory from above first.
Maybe there's
Alter, sowas hasse ich schon, ne? Wenn man irgendwo angefahren kommt und direkt 1000 Leute gucken und Bescheid wissen. So, und dann kommt am besten noch ein Let's Urbex mit seiner Urbexer Hose und Let's Urbex auf dem Pulli stehen und macht dann da so seine Aufnahmen und guckt, ob andere Leute gucken, ne? Dann ist doch klar, dass die Leute die Polizei rufen.
going down or something.
Oh, you can see the bottom.
It's only when you have a death wish.
Alter, nein. Nein.
We also take a look at the ammunition factory above the ground. It doesn't seem like a good idea to enter military grounds during the day, when everybody can see you.
Ach du, Alter, okay, also das ist wirklich Next Level Urbexing. Ich sag euch so, wie es ist, da wäre ich auch raus, weil, also die riskieren ja echt ihr Leben.
We return in the late evening, but despite it's late, there are still a lot of people outside, and we definitely catch their attention when we walk through the village. Once we're on the terrain, we wait for an hour to see if nobody comes to look for us. There is a lot of movement nearby, and dogs start to bark on every sound we make.
Alter. Oh nein.
The first part is pretty empty, and we lose a lot of time here. After some hours, climbing through small holes in the walls, we enter the factory part, which is still in a pristine state.
Aber es ist ja auch logisch, dass das in noch so guten Zustand ist, wenn dieser Weg dahin so aufwendig ist. Das muss man sich mal überlegen, ne? Logisch.
People often ask why we whisper in some videos. Well, we whisper all the time because we really don't want to get caught. The factory doesn't go deep underground, and maybe somebody outside can hear us. We also take care where we shine our flashlights. In Albania, you don't want to get caught at a forbidden place, and totally not on military grounds.
Krank,
This
ey.
place is crazy, and it's one of the best underground places I've ever seen.
Heftig. Alles noch da, ne? Alles einfach noch da.
After breaking ties with the Soviet Union and China, Albania became the most isolated country in Europe. This
Alter, guckt euch das mal an. Die ganzen Patronenhülsen, Munition, alles noch da.
underground ammunition factory probably closed after the fall of the communist regime in 1992. We find explosives, bullets, and even a DSHK barrel of a machine gun.
Oh my god, look what we have found.
We are really tired and decide to go back. The next day we want to return, because I have the feeling we didn't see everything and to get some better shots. Again we are spotted by some people and we know how obvious it is that
Und dann kommen die einfach nochmal zurück.
we are here again. And suddenly we see somebody walking at the entrance of the factory. People completely dressed in black are hiding on strategic positions. We consider ourselves...
Was? Sie haben echt Leute gesehen, die in komplett schwarzen Anziehsachen sich auf strategischen Positionen positionieren, um die zu überraschen. Also es wird ja Militär sein dann wahrscheinlich.
lucky to have seen a big part and leave as fast as possible. This could have ended a lot worse. Number 7. A decommissioned warship in France. In this adventure, I'm on a trip with Frank. I want to visit a warship which is located in an active nation.
Stefan, falls du das hier siehst, wir müssen auf jeden Fall andere Länder besuchen, ne? Wenn ich sowas hier sehe, das ist so krass. Das ist echt übel lebensgefährlich. Ich glaube, sowas, das wäre auch, glaube ich, eine Nummer zu viel. Aber andererseits, oh, es ist schon krass, was man dann da alles findet, ne?
Base.
Sounds like a cool mission, right? So military people walking already.
We have no clue how the ship looks like from the inside and if it's possible to get onto or inside the ship. We scout the area and look for possible entrances of the ship, but it looks shut tight. It's clear we can't board during the day, so we wait at the beach.
Das würde ich einfach sowas von auch machen, ne? Einfach, solange man eh nicht da drauf kam, schön den Tag am Strand genießen.
We can't board during the day, so we wait at the beach.
It's 10 o'clock. We want to start to paddle, but people are still partying on the boat and eating on the boat. And people are chilling at the naval school or naval base, I don't know.
Some tourists walking.
Tourists here, yeah. People chilling at the beach.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go.
Alter.
There is ongoing activity, but at one point we just decide to go and we paddle to the ship.
Oh mein Gott.
To my surprise, we get inside.
Oha.
We wait for sunrise and start to explore the ship.
Stimmt, Mallorca haben wir eine Person, die uns da auf jeden Fall guidet. Das ist das Geile, dass du da jemanden kennst, Stefan. Oh Leute, da kommt einiges auf euch zu, ey.
We'll be stuck here for the rest of the day.
And we brought a gas and oxygen meter to stay safe in these confined spaces.
Krass, ne?
The ship is called the Quesne and is one of the 2 destroyers in the Sovereign class of the French Navy. It served from 1970 until 2007.
Einfach ein Kampfschiff.
The ship was developed to protect aircraft carriers against air and submarine attacks. It had a crew of 360 men, including 23 officers. We find a lot of interesting things, like a quite intact combat information center, a radar, a torpedo loading room, a software hangar, and much more.
Wie geil ist das bitte? Ich bin so blown away von dem Video. Ist das krass, Alter.
We still have to get back to the shore. And, well, the current is luckily, I don't know, going to the shore, but it's pretty wild.
Wunderschön.
When we want to go back to the shore, the waves are choppy and there's a strong wind.
Die haben aber auch immer ein Pech mit den Wellen, ne?
The wind blows us directly into the naval harbor, but luckily we make it to the shore safe and unseen.
We made it.
Another adventure for in the books.
Krass.
Number 6. The Nicosia Airport in Cyprus.
Alter, was finden die für Orte? Einfach ein ganzer verlassener Flughafen? Das ist echt üble Sachen bisher, oder? Leute, sagt mir ehrlich, das Video surprised mich richtig. Also ich hätte nicht erwartet, dass da so heftige Sachen dabei sind.
18. I decide to visit Cyprus with Ilko and Alexander. It was on my bucket list for a long time. We don't see any sign of activity.
There's a target.
Einfach ein Flughafen. Alter.
We get inside fairly easy. We see that the lower floor still has electricity running.
Oh, das ist ein schlechtes Zeichen. Bestimmt Alarm oder so.
And it seems still in use. We go upstairs and immediately see the first patrolling car.
Ja, habe ich mir gedacht.
Lucky us. This terminal is frozen in time since the Turkish army invaded Cyprus in 1974, splitting the country in two. In between is a buffer zone controlled by the NATO. The headquarters is located on the old airport. Yes, the same area where we are right now.
Alter.
The patrols around the terminal become more intense, and we have the feeling they know we are inside.
Sieht echt aus wie eine Apokalypse, ja?
I was standing eye to eye with some military guys looking through the fences.
The expression of their faces describes the situation without any words.
Krass, Mann. Ich würde mich so einscheißen, ne? Noch mehr Autos.
We decide to hide on the roof and watch the continuous patrols around the building. We're stuck.
Scheiße, du machst da nichts mehr.
But at one point, we just have to leave. We run for our lives.
Junge.
It's a miracle we don't get seen.
So we're going to check a plane now.
Wie geil.
Holes, pretty sure.
When we finally think we're safe,
Nein.
this happens. Junge, die sind ja noch mit Auto.
We made it!
We
Krass.
celebrate our succeeded escape. Number 5.
Können wir mal kurz zusammenfassen. Die ersten 5 Punkte, die erste Hälfte des Videos ist schon so unendlich krass. Die sind echt lebensmüde, die Typen, ne? Wenn ich irgendwo sehe, dass bei einem Ort Sicherheitsdienst ist, dann gehe ich da von vornherein eigentlich nicht hin. Ich glaube, Stefan und ich hatten sogar mal drüber geredet, wenn wir jetzt, weiß ich nicht, 1 Million oder 2 Millionen Abonnenten auf YouTube hätten und ganz andere Einnahmen, dann würden wir wahrscheinlich auch dahin, weil man weiß, wenn man erwischt wird, muss man wahrscheinlich eine Geldstrafe zahlen. Die können wir uns halt einfach zum jetzigen Zeitpunkt nicht erlauben. Wenn man dann wirklich krasse Einnahmen macht, dann kann man ja wirklich sagen, alles klar, wenn man wirklich erwischt wird oder so, dann muss man halt einen Teil zahlen, aber dann geht das mehr klar, also tut es weniger weh als jetzt quasi. Wisst ihr, wie ich meine? Aber, Alter, was die da teilweise machen für Aktionen, das ist schon unnormal.
Mission submarine at an active naval base. I heard about a cool submarine that is located on an active naval base in Portugal.
Schon wieder ein Schiff? Ja. Alter, ein U-Boot.
Holy pop. Dat lijkt Mission Impossible.
Alter, die finden einfach ein U-Boot, ein verlassenes.
We feel badly, but I don't want to give up. We have to swim. The next day, we buy some extra supplies.
Ja, hopelijk is het voldoende.
Scheiße.
Klaar voor jongen? Zeker. Ik heb hem ook aan jongens.
We are too optimistic. Navy SEALs are outside at a nearby Navy ship, and we have to wait for darkness.
Scheiße.
Het koud worden, jongen. Nu al een van de
Auch ganze Kamerazeug und so dann noch rüber bekommen.
avonturen. High five, high five, high five. We zijn echt idioot.
We enter the submarine through a small gap.
Junge.
After making it ourselves comfortable, we explore the submarine, which is still in a pristine state.
Da Overnighter drin. Das glaubst du nicht.
Served between 1996
Also, wir haben hier in Deutschland, ich weiß, ich war irgendwo mal im Norden in so einem U-Boot-Museum. Das war halt ein U-Boot, welches noch in Schuss war, einigermaßen. Aber das sah bei weitem nicht so gut aus wie dieses. Also, das müsst ihr euch mal vorstellen. Ihr erkundet ein Lost Place, ein verlassenes U-Boot und es sieht krasser aus als ein Museum in Deutschland.
and 2005, and was equipped with 12 torpedo tubes and could submerge to a maximum depth of 300 meters.
Krass, Alter. Bis 300 Meter in die Tiefe. Absolut geisteskrank. Die pennen echt in den Betten da, ne?
After uploading this video, I suddenly receive a video from a Portuguese friend.
Nein.
Tourists invade old submarine of the Navy. Oops.
Junge, nein. Wisst ihr jetzt, was ich meine? Also die Orte, wo die sich hinbegeben, das ist auf einem anderen Level. Was ist das für ein Video, Alter? Und das ist gerade mal auf Platz 5. Ich frage mich echt, was auf Platz 1 ist, ne?
Number 4. Cold stacked oil rigs in
Oder
Scotland.
Fehmarn, ja.
In 2017, I went with Andy from the UK to some cold
Die haben es aber auch mit Wasser, ne? Das ist echt krass.
stacked oil rigs in Scotland. The price of crude oil is steadily declining worldwide, and as a result, many oil rigs are being decommissioned or cold stacked. Some of them are towed to this bay in Scotland. We had no
Krass.
information and didn't know what we would encounter, but we thought it would be fun to spend a weekend
Alter, so ein Ding als Lost Place ist auch mal, wäre auch mal so krass.
on these giant structures.
Getting close. A police boat is just passing us.
While sailing to these oil rigs, we crossed some police boats, but nobody stopped us.
Oh, what and wild.
Krass.
It's good that we were hidden, laying down here.
Everything
So
is still in
heftig.
place, and is an interesting place to discover.
Crazy. This is cool.
Alter, alles noch da, ne? Alles.
Looks awesome, man. Still in perfect condition.
Oh, look here. Like a private cinema.
Yeah.
Something for this evening, man.
Alter.
What have we found here? We found the perfect room. Alright, let's bring it on.
Ey, so doof das klingt, aber es ist bestimmt krasser, bei sowas auch zu arbeiten, ne? So mitten auf dem Meer, so solche Dinger.
We have quite some fun inside, playing ping pong and billiards.
Ja, Affilio Rachno, echt, ist ehrlich so.
Place for barbecue.
Because it's storming outside, we have a barbecue in the kitchen.
Indoor barbecue this time. It's too windy outside.
But it is, well, that's good.
Heftig.
We spent the night in the living quarters and climbed the tower the next day.
All of them.
Boah. Unnormal.
After 2 days of exploring, we go back home. Several days after uploading this video, we found ourselves in the news everywhere. A police investigation started and 3 oil companies want to sue us.
Die sind aber auch krass, ne? Die sind auch krass. Das sah auch halt auch nicht richtig Lost aus, so, ne? Das ist so nicht, das geht schon über Lost Place hinaus, das ist schon so geschlossen Place. Auch die Sachen, die man da gesehen hat. Jetzt wollen die Ölfirmen, Unternehmen, die halt riesig sind, die anzeigen und die haben Polizeiverfahren gegen die laufen. Krass, Alter.
This video was offline for quite a while. Number 3. Aircraft cemetery in Ukraine. In 2018,
Alter.
Jan and I are exploring in Ukraine, pretty close to the Donetsk area, where there's a war going on.
Boah.
We make a quick stop to make pictures of an aircraft cemetery, where you can see a lot of old Soviet Il-29 Delphin planes.
I can go easily inside. That's cool. There. Yeah, that's easy.
It's easy to get in the terrain. Too easy for Ukraine, where literally everything is guarded.
This looks too easy for Ukraine.
We're not there yet.
Oh, oh, ich befürchte nichts
We
Gutes.
used to sit here. Yeah. They still drive here, you see? Speed up. Active buildings.
Die sind krank, die sind krank. Die wissen einfach, dass da dass da Wachen sind.
Looks active.
We see some active buildings in the distance, not knowing it's an active military base.
Nein.
We managed to get to the planes.
Good that they're still there.
Junge, sie begeben sich einfach auf Militärgelände.
Look amazing.
This site was used to train Soviet pilots. There are about 60 L-29 Dolphins, a type that first flown in 1959. You can also find a few Mi-2 helicopters.
Boah. Ja, es ist echt gefährlich. Boah.
In the end, I want to make some pictures inside a helicopter, but I hear some noises inside. We see what we think is a copper thief.
Hello. Cable. Perfect. See
We
you.
say hi, and things go
Er klaut einfach Kabel, oder was?
completely wrong. To make a long story short, we end up at the police station. This is not unusual for us. We've been there, done that before. But when criminal investigators showed up, the atmosphere turns 180 degrees. They think we are spies from Russia and we face a lifetime in prison. I'm worried. After hours and hours of being interrogated, they have a doubt about why we were on a so-called secret military base, but decide to let us go. This was definitely my closest call for a lifetime in prison. Number 2. The
Ach du Scheiße. Aber wer war jetzt dieser Typ? Das war echt einfach ein Kabeldieb, oder was?
Exclusion Zone. In 2017 and 2019, I went with Frederick to the exclusion zone around Fukushima to document the real aftermath of the terrible disaster. A 9.1 magnitude earthquake caused a tsunami, which caused 3 nuclear meltdowns. It's a disaster zone, not just a ghost town. Many people died and whole towns had to be evacuated.
Ze zijn gewoon vertrokken.
Alter.
Meegenomen.
En weer al die kalender, hè, op maart.
2011.
It was the most touching explore to this day. We had no information at all when we went and decided to scout the area first. The only open road through the red zone that time is Road 6.
Das zweite Tschernobyl, ja, ist ja wirklich so.
Ben je ergens geparkeerd en kijken of er iets gebeurt.
En de politie rijdt gewoon door.
What the hell?
Ja? Yep.
It turned out to be a tough explore because we couldn't park the car unnoticed. We even got problems in accessible zones. People who saw us called the police immediately.
Oh je.
We had to explore really carefully. When you get caught inside the red zone, you risk a high fine and imprisonment.
Also sie sind echt in quasi die verbotene Zone gegangen, wo man direkt eingesperrt wird oder eine mega hohe Geldstrafe zahlen muss. Perfekt. Also da wäre ich ook raus. Das wäre what the hell.
Ja, wat de mensen niet kunnen ruiken thuis.
Al in Nederland was er al lang helemaal leeggeplunderd.
België ook.
Dass da auch so
What
viele
made it even
Sachen
more
noch
difficult is
sind.
that we couldn't stay in hotels during our first visit, so we had to sleep in the car every night. Our mission was to go deep inside the red zone, but we found out there are too many cameras and sensors, and we wouldn't stay unnoticed in our white suits.
Het is echt lastig.
So the next trip, we were prepared and dressed like black ninjas.
Oh my. Alter.
In the middle of the night, we hiked to the center of the red zone on train tracks to find out most of the buildings were demolished and the whole zone was being renovated. We almost got spotted by the patrolling police on our way back, so it was time for plan B. We picked a few interesting looking buildings in the red zone to explore. In some cases, it was impossible to wear a mask because we would be noticed immediately. This way we risked to inhale radioactive particles. Unfortunately, it was hard to get around during the day, so we could only see 1 or 2 buildings a day.
Guckt euch das mal an, einfach alles zurückgelassen, ne? Und sie nehmen einfach die Masken ab. Ehrlich, die sind echt krank. Das ist auch wieder lebensgefährlich.
As said before, this was by far the most touching explore ever. It probably shortened our life expectation, but it was an adventure to never forget.
In der roten Zone einfach.
Number 1, the Baikonur Cosmodrome. In 2017, I went to Kazakhstan with Frederick, Jan and Morten to visit the Buran space shuttles and rocket which are
Wo ist das? Achso, Kasachstan, okay.
Jan and Morten to visit the Buran space shuttles and rocket which are located inside abandoned hangars at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, the oldest space facility in the world. It's located on an active Russian military...
Alter, also eine Raumfahrtstation, die älteste der Welt und auf einem aktiven russischen Militärgelände. Ich muss auch ganz ehrlich sagen, das wäre ein Punkt, da wäre ich persönlich wäre da zu 100% raus. Ausbruch aus dem langweiligen Jobleben kann ich an sich verstehen, aber ganz ehrlich, die Lebensgefahren, die du dich da bringst oder wirklich dein Leben lang eingesperrt zu werden, das ist einfach zu krass. Überleg mal, wir reden hier über eine aktive russische Militärstation. Also wirklich 30 Minuten YouTube-Video und pure Spannung. Ist lange her, dass ich das hatte, muss ich echt sagen.
Mission so far and we prepare for months. You don't want to get caught here.
Alter, monatelange Vorbereitung, sagen die.
Voor dit. Voor één locatie.
Dat is dag 3, hè? Einde dag 3 al, ja.
Ja.
Still need to
Scheiße.
walk many miles into the desert. All goes easy until we hear 3 gunshots and see a car in distance with lights on. At that moment I think, what the
Schüsse.
hell am I doing here? But because we couldn't return anytime soon, we decide to continue. While hiking, we find this booby trap and we're glad we didn't proceed with our car.
Alter, guck mal, da sind richtige Fallen aufgestellt. Also es ist so arschgefährlich. Ja, man würde safe Knast riskieren oder sogar Tod, falls sie dich da erschießen. Wer weiß, ganz ehrlich. Du bist in irgendeinem verbotenen Gebiet, Alter.
We would have been stuck. We have to climb and crawl the last 3 miles to get to the hangar.
Ich hätte Angst, da in irgendeine Mine zu treten, sage ich euch so, wie es ist.
We need to go inside as fast as possible, but there's no easy entrance. We finally get inside. The moment we shine our lights on the shuttle for the first time is priceless. It's a moment I'll never forget.
Nein.
Ik zie eruit als een zombie. Maar dat interesseert me echt helemaal niks, jongen. Dat is echt helemaal niks het mooiste. Wakker worden naast dit.
Ach du Scheiße, Mann.
We explore in 2 teams. One team stays on the roof to keep an eye on the surrounding, while the other group explores the hangar.
Some security patrolling.
We have to watch out. Armed soldiers also patrol inside these hangars. We often have to hide because...
Alter, einfach bewaffnete Soldaten kontrollieren das. Das müsst ihr euch mal vorstellen. Das ist einfach 100-mal krasseres Level als irgendwie ein Lost Space in Deutschland, wo hier und da mal der Sicherheitsdienst vorbeiguckt.
Cars parked nearby. All we hear strange noises. There are 2 shuttles in this hangar. One is a prototype, and the other shuttle was finished for 78%. The Buran project, which was the most expensive space project in the Russian history, was halted after the fall of the Soviet Union.
Krass. Die haben da drin Drohnenaufnahmen gemacht, einfach.
We have to hide again many times.
Boah.
What people don't know is that we also went to see the rocket, which is located in another hangar.
Jetzt wollen sie auch noch die Rakete sehen.
It was a tricky mission, sneaking to the building by day. This is the only picture I took at dusk with my phone, because my SD cards were suddenly corrupt. Risking your life and then come back with a phone shot. Also, 30% of my video footage was corrupt when I got home. Really frustrating, but still, it was one of the best trips ever.
Ach du Scheiße.
Of course, it doesn't stop here. Many more adventures are coming up. Recently, we discovered an untouched bunker on military grounds by example.
And we just put tape on the camera. So we will go back in a few days and see if the tape is still there. It's convenient when you know cameras don't work.
After getting inside, we ventured into the unknown. So subscribe to our channel and stay tuned.